Hey there! Hi family! Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Dr. Afia Agyinsam, a medical doctor, an author, and an entrepreneur. Oof, that's a handful. Welcome to another day, another series on my channel. Today we are focusing on mastery of your skill. And I won't be before you long. I really want this word to sink in. I want you to know that whatever you have, whatever skill, whatever gift God has given you that has formed a part of your identity has to be sharpened. And this sharpening of your skill is what I call mastery. I was about to say identity. This sharpening of your skill is what I call mastery. There are lots of stories I could go on and talk about when it comes to mastery, but I would like to talk about Joseph. Right from childhood, he knew how to interpret dreams. He knew how to, dream and interpret them. And it landed him in trouble with his brothers. We all know that. Fast forward, he got used to knowing when to talk, how to interpret a dream. He sharpened his skill such that when he was put in a very serious situation, which was when he was put in prison, falsely accused, we know the story. It was his skill, his ability to interpret dreams, and his mastery of that skill that delivered him when he needed to be delivered. And it's that skill that made him the prime minister in the land that he didn't even grow up in. He wasn't even a citizen of the land. He didn't need a visa to be in that land. He wasn't even a citizen of the land. But that's what mastery can do. Mastery can put you in places where no man can put you. Is the perfection of your skill. Much similar to Joseph, the story of Daniel. He was brought before kings and queens. He said, your gift will make room for you. It was the mastery of that skill, his ability to learn, his ability to focus, his ability to invest his time into his books, read, mastering his craft, staying true to his word, staying true to his core values, being disciplined. He was very disciplined in his act, saying that he's not going to eat the food that they were serving him. He was going to stick to the God he knows, serve the God he knows. He mastered the art of being himself. When you find out your strengths and your weaknesses, you focus on your strengths and you sharpen them. You master them. That's what is going to make room for you. It's not the raw skill that's going to make room for you. Talk about Steve Jobs, talk about Walt Disney. He's far dead, far gone. But his legacy, Disney, billions of dollars till date. From their resorts to their merchandise to their channel, he left a legacy for his family because he was able to perfect his gift. The story of Walt Disney, from the first drawing of a mouse and making it into a cartoon, everything about Walt Disney. And look at the legacy he left. Generational blessings come from mastery. Generational blessings come from mastery. And I'd like to read a few quotes that I would want you to close this series, this session on. Even as you're adding value to yourself, you are focusing, you are learning how to spend your time, how to spend your money. You are learning how to focus. Be a master of your art. Let the art come effortlessly. Why do we call them master chefs? Because they've made millions of food, maybe not millions, I'm exaggerating, maybe thousands of different recipes, made wonderful food, tasted different varieties, food from different continents, and they're able to make their own recipes and teach other people how to make food. The master chef, the master creator. We have artists that can draw. I've forgotten his name. The one who drew Mona Lisa. The name is not coming. But, wonderful arts. They create masterpieces. You are a masterpiece. So learn to be masterful of your art so that you can also create masterpieces. Develop mastery. devote time, effort, money, energy into the things that are going to help you build upon that skill. That's going to put you in rooms and places that even when you are not in a particular room, your name is going to be mentioned just because you're a master of an art. I always say that even if you've just been given a portion of a building to sweep it like it's the only sweeping that you would ever sweep in your life. That is the last sweeping that you ever sweep. Sweep so well that the day you don't sweep, people will pass by and ask, hey, Afia didn't come today. Why? Because the place wasn't well swept. Be a master of every single thing you do. And let me give you some 3 quotes that have helped shape me when it comes to mastery. The first one is from Proverbs 22 verse 29. I read from the Message version. It said, observe people who are good at their work. Skilled workers are always in demand and are admired. They don't take a backseat to anyone. And this scripture is so true because if you're a master of your art, it's the front seat that will be made for you. Because you've developed the skill, you've developed the art, you've been able to go through the highs and the lows to get to where you are. So you are able to teach someone, to build on it for someone to be able to follow in that path, in that footstep. That's mastery. Instead that you be in high demand and you be admired. And what better way for you to be more valuable? What better way for you to be more relevant to your society, to your generation, to the world at large, if you are not masterful? The next one is by Israel Moore Aivo. And he said, if it must be enjoyed, then it must be done. And if it must be done, then it must be done well. And if it must be done well, and if it is done well, it is enjoyed well. And I'm laughing because I remember when I think it was an insurance company and they called done well, done well, done well. So that's what this quote reminds me of. If it must be done, it must be done well. If it's makeup you are doing, be masterful. If it must be done, it must be done well. Anything that is going to bear your name, anything that is going to bear your identity, your signature on it, if it must be done, it must be done well. Be a master of your art. Let people marvel. Let heads turn. Let people stare at you because you are a master of your art in every field. And the last one is by Martin Luther King Jr. He said, if a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets even as Michelangelo painted. Oh, yes, that was his name. Michelangelo painted. Or Beethoven composed music. Or Shakespeare wrote poetry. He should sweep streets so well that all of hosts of heaven and earth will pause and say, here lived the greatest sweeper who did his job well. And this was from Martin Luther King. Do your work so, just like Beethoven composed music, just as Shakespeare wrote his plays, just like Michelangelo made his paintings. Be a master. Create masterpieces. If someone hands something over to you, refine it, polish it, make it beautiful, and hand it back. And that is how you be the truest version of yourself. You were created by the Master himself. You are God's masterpiece. Therefore, everything you make on this earth should be a masterpiece. This is how I'd like to close on this chapter. This is how I'd like to close on this series. Be a master of your art. Until we meet again next time, don't forget to like this video, share the reels, share the shorts, whatever you do with it. I know this video is going to impact your life. Don't forget, be a master of your art. Bye.